Our next speaker is Bhuvnesh Sachdeva. He is VP Product Development at HFCL Group, also known as IO for HFCL. Bhuvnesh, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for staying up late. And I won't know what time it is in India right now. It's probably, 11 or 12 or something?
It's 11:30 in the night, almost getting midnight here, Klaus.
I do apologize.
Really pleasure, as always.
It's great to see you, and I do apologize for the timing. We always have this issue to try to accommodate everybody from sort of the West Coast of the U.S. all the way into Asia. So thank you for staying up. And by the way, super happy to have you. Also, of course, as always, as a Wife and Now partner, you've been a Wife and Now partner for a long time, and we enjoy supporting all your great work. So thanks for that as well. Bhuvnesh, do you have a presentation for us? I think you do. We're just going to pull that up and go ahead and tell us what you've got.
So thank you, Klaus. Thank you for having me here, although it's getting late here, but really excited to be part of this group. And one very unique thing about this is we are actually in a traditional Wi-Fi world. We are all competitors, but I've been working with each one of the presenters today in a way that we are all doing business together. It's a complete win-win for all of us, and that was the actual purpose of having open Wi-Fi, and we are seeing this in play today as we speak. So at HFCL, we started our development of Wi-Fi access points, hardware, software, and all the stuff, and eventually we joined the bandwagon for open Wi-Fi with the mission that we want to connect the unconnected, especially in rural parts of our country, India, and many other countries in the world. There is still a large population which still remains unconnected. And providing connectivity there is a challenge because we need to be offering something which is affordable for the end consumer, and really it makes a business sense for the service provider. Without that, it becomes really difficult, and that had been the case so far. Open Wi-Fi comes in play, and we have been able to solve a big part of that problem already. As you mentioned in his last presentation, we are seeing that TCO reduction actually going up to 50-60% versus a conventional traditional Wi-Fi. Now, how we are able to reduce this TCO? So the most fundamental aspect of this is now we are innovating collaboratively. Everyone is collaborating to innovate, bringing in new features, new innovations into the solution, which are eventually available to the end customers at a very low cost, because not one company is investing all the resources. And that is the beauty of open Wi-Fi. Now, OEM, service providers, system integrators, developer community, customers, they are all working together to define the new feature sets. And once a complete community is working on, we see that growing very fast. And as an example, when I started working myself personally, which was a few months back, I thought that it will take a long time to mature. But we are seeing today, even the latest generation Wi-Fi, be it Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 6E, or even the upcoming Wi-Fi 7, we are already seeing solutions available with the open Wi-Fi. And we ourselves are one of the contributor members towards the open source community. And it feels great to see your contributions going to the real world deployments and really helping the end consumers. As Chris, you and others have already talked about, it's reduced TCO. There is no requirement for vendor lock-in. Anyone can work with anyone. For example, as I mentioned, I've been working with all my competitors to make it a win for all of us. So it's a business win for everyone. Multiple vendors interoperate just seamlessly. You do not have to worry about pre-integration or anything. You just bring in the access point, bring in a controller which is open Wi-Fi compliant, just plug them together and they just work. It's like magic. Never seen happening in Wi-Fi, at least, that one controller, multiple vendor access points, they just plug in together and they all work in one go. Not only that, as you also mentioned, we have deployed our solution with net experience in Kenya. We have done multiple deployments in India with Indio. We'll be hearing from Rishi also in next session. And we have done some more deployments on PM Vani with our own controller as well. So it's really a modular system where the customer has an opportunity to pick each module from one or multiple vendors, and they just work together. They just plug in seamlessly with each other. And that's the beauty of the system, which makes it really vendor lock-in free for the end consumer or the service provider. And that brings the cost of overall solution down. We have seen our solutions, and now as I'm speaking, last time when I talked about this, we were really doing the deployments, but now I'm proud to say that thousands of deployments are already commercial today, and they are touching every aspect of human life today, be it remote education, where kids really had to homeschool during the pandemic times, access to healthcare facilities, e-medicine, telemedicine. It really helped in many of the rural areas or remote parts of the country where doctors were not physically available or doctors were not able to travel because of the pandemic. E-commerce, digital payments, government services, especially these things picked up during the pandemic time, and we were really happy to offer our services, our solutions to the customers who are now utilizing those to actually bring in these use cases in play in real life together. Access to latest information, entertainment, news, platform, and whatnot. All kinds of aspects of human life are being touched today using these deployments, and Open Wi-Fi is becoming the front runner in Wi-Fi deployments today. Transforming entertainment, again, another use case. You have faster access to the content. You have incredibly fast speed experience now. Open Wi-Fi is no longer a lab trial or a use case. We have seen it in play in real life, and it is as mature as any other system today, which is pure proprietary software based from any of the OEMs in the market. We were also part of that, but now, and we were skeptical when we started whether it will be able to match the performance. But today we see that even if we are talking about AR, VR kind of experience and we are expecting a lower latency, it is no less than any other proprietary system in the world today. To sum it all, we are actually powering growth today. So bringing in all these use cases to the people who were really devoid of all these in the past. Now we are able to make it affordable for everyone and really connecting the unconnected, and that is powering or fueling the growth for everyone, every part of the society today. And that's about it. We have a full range of indoor outdoor access points, Wi-Fi 5, Wi-Fi 6, 2x2, 4x4. So entire range of products are available today, and they are all shipping commercially as we speak. Really happy to be part of the ecosystem, and really happy to be a contributor towards this great initiative. Thank you.
Great presentation. Great to have you. Thank you so much, Bhuvnesh. And by the way, the IO by HFCL story, I keep reminding people, is a young one, right? I mean, you guys have been doing this. Of course, you've been doing, HFCL has been doing technology for a long time, but the Wi-Fi piece of it only started what, in 2018-ish?
2017, actually, I started this very small team within HFCL as a 5-member team. 2019, we launched our products, and today, sitting in 2022, I'm really proud to say that our deployment base has crossed almost 400,000 units as we speak.
Wow.
And it is growing every day.
There's got to be some kind of record. So let's talk a little bit about where the demand on the TIP OpenWiFi side is coming from, because you have had and you continue to have very strong relationships with some very large service providers. And I'm wondering if the demand is coming from that end or it's broader as far as enterprise is concerned. How do you see that?
Okay, the demand, as when we started being part of Open Wi-Fi, the demand was mostly from lower end of enterprises or some of the rural deployments service providers. The demand started from there, but you himself and me, we are both talking to one of the very large service providers in India, because they are now starting to show interest in Open Wi-Fi. They want to be part of this ecosystem where they are not logged into any vendor, and we are really happy to support them.
Right, exactly. And as you say, because of its basically plug and play capability, and you're exactly right when you say, who's ever seen this in Wi-Fi before? We've never seen this, that you can take an AP from any of these open Wi-Fi vendors and plug them into a controller, and it just works. I mean, that has to be super attractive for service providers, right? And that's something they've also been struggling with, basically, right?
Yeah. And people are really starting to see the advantage of going open source in Wi-Fi, and from every part of the deployment industry, we are seeing a strong interest on open Wi-Fi, and we'll be very happy to support each deployment scenario, each industry.
Do you have current open Wi-Fi projects where you are not the only AP vendor, where you have other AP vendors?
Absolutely, as you only mentioned, in Kenyatta University, we are already working with SIG. In India, there are many deployments where we are working with Indio. We are working with n number of access point providers.
Fantastic. To your mind, is there anything missing? Is there any specific area that needs extra work as far as open Wi-Fi is concerned? Are you also happy?
Of course, the ecosystem is growing, and we are seeing new use cases being defined by the end customers, and we are happy to work closely with Chris and his team to make sure these use cases are available very fast. The beauty is, if I have to develop something myself, I would always give a long lead time. But when we talk in the open source community, we bring in a new use case. It is just available in a matter of few weeks time with all testing and everything done.
Bhuvnesh, great to have you. Thank you so much. Great presentation. Don't go away. Couple more speakers. We'll bring everybody back and we'll have a wider discussion. Thank you so much.